part one of my part two series of me getting this garage together. Let's get into it, y'all. So for today's video, I'm actually going to work in a direction, which is something, this is new for me, but I think just because of the space and the fact that the items are predominantly around the edges, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm kind of going to work in a U shape today. So if you have seen a couple of my videos already, especially my decluttering videos, then you usually know how I work. But if you're new here, hi, my name is Shaniqua, and we transform spaces over here. So today I am here getting this garage together. And basically what I'm doing first is I am removing all of the items out of said area because we do not know what to get rid of if we do not know what we have. So this is what you see here. And this is me just taking everything out item by item. And as I'm sorting through the items, I am making sure that I go through over specific things with my clients, or most of the time I've already surveyed the space. I already have an idea of what's in there. And there are very specific items that if I see, I'll already ask my clients about beforehand, just so I already know what to do with it. But if there's anything that I missed or that I didn't see, I will definitely make sure that I ask my clients, because again, this is not my stuff. This is my client's stuff. And I always want to make sure that their items are handled in the very specific way that they want. So again, I'm just tackling everything item by item and just making sure that I handle it with care and effort. And you guys see what, 12 minutes in a total video? But I would say this was like a 2-day project. And the first day, I want to say I worked for maybe a good 3 hours or so. And then the second day, I want to say, I think I worked for maybe like another 3 hours or 4 hours. And it's not that it was a lot of stuff. It was just a lot of very small items that just needed to be handled like one by one. And so I would say that this project wasn't necessarily hard, but it was just a little more time consuming because the items were so small. So again, first phase, removing everything, getting everything out, handling things item by item, section by section. And that is how we do it, y'all. This is how we do it. It's not really much going on to this process. It's just the work part. And I go into detail to show you guys this part because I do feel like it's a part of the story, right? We live in a day and age where people see the before and after, but they don't see the work in between. And I think that's not the story that I want to tell you guys. I want to show you guys all facets of the story. I want to show you guys, yes, the before and after, but I want to show you guys the intentionality and care that comes into the process. Because if you want to be successful, if you want to grow a business, this is a little side note, you have to be able to do the work and you have to be able to be intentional about it. And most important, you definitely want to be authentic too, right? So again, I digress. Let me get back on topic. So I think for the first day, I want to say I got about 50% of the items removed. And what I don't think you guys are seeing on camera, I don't know how much of it I actually recorded, but I actually do end up doing like a little bit of light cleaning. And I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but in these projects, I will usually do a little bit of light cleaning because I do want the space to look aesthetically pleasing. And most of the time, I will not take projects that require a super deep cleaning because that's just not what I do, right? That's not a part of my business, but I will do like a little light cleaning, light dusting, sweeping, things of that nature, because I do understand that it does come with the territory. And so that is what you guys are seeing here, just sweeping up everything. And there is a leaf blower here, but I decided not to use it because I was working section by section and I was afraid that using the leaf blower probably would have made everything even messier. And so I just worked area by area and I just swept everything, got all the cobwebs, the dust. You guys know how garages are. Garages are naturally outside anyway. So my clients weren't expecting like a super, super clean result. But of course, me having the standard that I have, I just like for the space to look really clean and neat and organized after I have put my hands on it. Okay. So again, this is what you're seeing. And if you guys see me taking little breaks and stuff, I got to talk to people too, right? So that was the first section that I finished. And then I went on ahead and started on the next section. And again, just piece by piece, item by item. And I think at this point, I was telling myself I'm going to work a little bit more on this section. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for the day because North Carolina heat is very hot. And I think I had already been out there for a couple hours. And so my time and effort and energy varies depending on the project. And most importantly, if we're inside or outside, right? And so again, just working on this bit by bit, getting this car cover together and just sorting through all of these, very random items and throwing away what needs to be thrown away. And you guys, we're going to get to this part, but the items that you see me like moving in front of the camera, I do all put them to an areas, right? So usually I'll sort things out by a couple ways. I'll have a pile that I'm going to throw away, and then I'll have a pile that's either going to be donated or go to the landfill because it can't be thrown away. And so that is usually what I'm doing with these items when you see me moving all about the camera and, obviously organizing and decluttering, right? So again, getting it done. And when I tell you guys this is so satisfying, like I really love what I do. Like it's just something about seeing chaos and then I can go up in there and turn it into a little bit of calm. Okay. So again, this is the pile that needed to go to the landfill. And so we just went on ahead and put it on the truck item by item. And that was really it for the first day, guys. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in and definitely stay tuned for part 2. Here we go. And this is what we got so far, y'all. I know it's still looking a little messy, but watch the magic happen, y'all. Stay tuned.